This is Alex Miranda reporting from the Downers Grove South Blueprint News Network. With second semester well underway and decision letters en route to applicants, seniors reflect on their college application journey while traversing an academic environment affected by the restrictive detriments of COVID-19. Senior Riley Vernon, a prospective architecture major, applied to a variety of public and private institutions to potentially attend in the fall of 2021. She explains how the colleges she chose to apply to aligned with her values of student safety, as she spent time researching each school's COVID response measures to determine whether or not she felt respected as a student.
The bigger thing that really impacted my decisions in the schools I was applying to was looking at their pandemic response, because there is a possibility that this will be a problem in September come my freshman year. And looking at how the schools responded to the pandemic definitely ruled out some schools for me, because I want to go on a campus that I feel is safe and is smart in the way that they are responding to all of this.
The decision for numerous big-name collegiate institutions to adopt a test-optional policy for prominent exams such as the ACT and SAT was a direct response to the lack of testing availability due to COVID-19 capacity concerns. Vernon reflects on why she opted out of submitting test scores on her applications.
I opted to not submit any of my standardized test scores this year, and I made that decision based on my test scores. I only got to take the SAT once and the ACT once, and I wasn't satisfied with those scores. I didn't think that they were a great representation of me as a student. And so I guess that was a unique benefit of COVID, not having to submit my test scores and I think rely on my GPA, which is a much better representation of me as a student.
Senior Normal Nathan is intent on entering college on a pre-med track. He believes his inclusion of standardized test scores aided his holistic application.
I did include my standardized test score, specifically my SAT score, and I believe that this helped me because my SAT score was well within the range needed to apply for the specific programs that I wanted to go to, so I believe that that helped me.
Senior Nina Pinto also submitted standardized test scores. She references luck as a major factor in her ability to secure a testing spot.
I was lucky enough to be able to take a few SATs and ACTs and get a good score, so I did submit mine, and hopefully it does benefit me in the application process. But just because it's not required this year and so many kids weren't able to get a score, I don't think if you didn't have a score it would be that big of a deal, but for me, hopefully it does benefit me.
The lack of physical college touring concerns Pinto, as she and many other seniors must now rely solely on digital resources. She elaborates on why this is a potential issue.
The school websites and social media and YouTube channels tend to glorify each college, and you really only see the good parts when you're looking for them. And it's hard to see the parts that you would kind of experience once you actually visit the school.
Nathan attributes a heightened lack of inner motivation concerning college application completion as a side effect of COVID-19.
I would say it was definitely staying motivated throughout this pandemic because, one, we were doing a lot of the college application by ourselves without a lot of guidance from counselors or teachers or even from peers.
Senior Melia Sai agrees with Nathan, stating that she felt largely alone in the application process, which contributed to a sense of disorganization and stress.
I had to learn how to do everything on my own. If we were going to school normally in person, I would be able to stop by at the College and Career Center whenever I needed any help. But having to do this all on my own and learn everything by myself was really difficult for me. I think I should have been more organized when it came to the due dates and planning to ask teachers for recommendation letters or requesting my transcript, because you had to do all of that 3 weeks prior or 1 week prior to whenever your application was due.
Reporting from Downers Grove South, this is Alex Miranda with the Blueprint News Network.